And US President Donald Trump has predicted a ceasefire in Ukraine in the not-too-distant future, adding that the country needs fresh elections at some point. Trump also said that he'd spoken to Russian President Vladimir Putin and that the two had agreed to immediately start Ukraine peace talks. Trump will hold a first meeting with Putin in Saudi Arabia, but this extraordinary thaw in relations, it sparked concerns that Kyiv could be left out of this process.
No, we had a great call, and it lasted for a long time, over an hour this morning. I also had with President Zelensky a very good call after that. And I think we're on the way to getting peace. I think President Putin wants peace, and President Zelensky wants peace, and I want peace. I just want to see people stop getting killed.
Now, hours after he spoke with the leaders of both Ukraine and Russia, Trump addressed reporters at the White House and said it would not be practical to grant Ukraine membership to NATO. Remember, this has been a key sticking point for Ukraine in the conflict, and Trump's statement gives a clear indication of Washington's approach. As Trump pushes for an end to the war, European nations have asserted that any peace deal in Ukraine could not be achieved without the involvement of Kyiv and its allies. At a meeting in Paris, the foreign ministers of France, Germany and Spain insisted that there will be no just and lasting peace in Ukraine without the participation of Europeans, and that no decisions could be taken without Ukraine. But Zelensky has said that he appreciates Trump's genuine interest in the United States and Ukraine's shared opportunities. Zelensky said in his nightly address that Ukraine believes that America's strength is enough to push Russia and Putin to peace. He said that he had meaningful conversations with Trump and added that the United States and Ukraine also discussed bilateral security and economic cooperation as he met with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
President Trump informed me of what Putin had told him. We believe that America's strength is enough to, together with us, together with all our partners, push Russia and Putin to peace. I also met with U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent to prepare an agreement that will strengthen our security and give a new impetus to our economic relations.
And for the latest on this, WION's correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Listen to this.
In a high-stakes call, President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin engaged in a sweeping discussion on global crises. But the centerpiece, a bold push to end the devastating Russia-Ukraine war. Donald Trump, seeing an opportunity for peace, has tapped Secretary of State Marco Rubio and other high-ranking officials in his administration to spearhead immediate negotiations. The move signals a shift not just toward potential peace, but in Washington's posture on European security. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's blunt assessment that NATO membership for Ukraine is quote-unquote unrealistic underscores this recalibration, pressing Europe to take charge of its own defense. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance is scheduled to meet Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky in Munich this week. Beyond geopolitics, the call between Trump and Putin also delivered a symbolic win: the release of Mark Fogel from Russia. Trump personally welcomed him home late at night on Tuesday. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World this way.